Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Goal Predictions in partnership with Paramatch. I am your host, Jans. Alongside me to take a look at the wonderful world and the wacky World Cup is my wonderful co-host inside the building. I have Jessica Black alongside me. Jessica, how are you?
I'm good. Ready to talk more chaos and carnage. Let's do it.
Chaos and carnage. And alongside her is an international man of mystery from round the way. His name's DSK, David.
What a time to be alive,
What a time to be alive, my friend.
Literally.
It's a good point, it really is. We're going to be getting into these. So Predictions is presented by Paramatch. This FIFA World Cup, play like a champion with Paramatch, the #1 global gaming platform. Go to the Paramatch website, sign up using the link in the description and get a guaranteed 150% welcome bonus. You know what I'm talking about, our people. Let's get into these games. This is World Cup heritage at its finest. Portugal versus Switzerland. And then we'll be talking about Morocco versus Spain. All right, wow.
Okay, so Portugal, I saw Portugal once, that was against Uruguay.
Yep.
I saw Switzerland once against Cameroon.
Nice.
Okay, both teams, real mystery to me. Switzerland, very solid defensively. They can do some stuff as well up front, like with Mbolo and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a team that, when you hear Switzerland, you're like, that's not a threat.
You're not scared. You're not scared of the name.
You're not scared of the name. But on the field, wow, fantastic. But when you hear Portugal, you're like, oh my God, it's Portugal. It's
Suddenly
Ronaldo.
you're scared of the name.
But when you're on the field, you're like, maybe it's not the best team that we've ever seen. Portugal a bit shaky. Ronaldo a bit shaky as well. But I digress. So Portugal, Switzerland, interesting matchup.
Very interesting matchup. Jess, Portugal, they've lost the round of 16 matchup at the World Cup 3 times in a row.
I'm not surprised.
Whoa, she's not surprised.
Yes,
Remember, I told you they're part of that on paper group.
They're
No,
on paper.
Yeah, I think I'm not surprised by that stat just because we know that even though they've always had the quality, it never really shows up like when it really matters. And they have so many great players, but it just feels like it hasn't been clicking.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And they're just kind of like getting it over the line with individual brilliance. They have had some players that have really stood out. Players like Bruno Fernandes stood out. And then you have somebody like Ronaldo who is not standing out. Maybe he's standing out, but not for the right reasons. Let's put it that way. Because he always stands out, but we're kind of like, what's going on with him? He's not really performing that well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Switzerland deals with all the individual quality that they have. The one thing I will say about Switzerland is they held Brazil all the way to the end. It was an 86-minute goal that they lost on, and it's like, okay, so they can defend, they can hold a good team for a long period of time. So can they do the same thing to Portugal? I'm thinking this could go down to the wire. This could go down to the wire. Yeah,
it really is. Now Portugal have Ronaldo up front. I watched Portugal Korea. I had a decent view of the boy.
Yeah.
He hasn't been scoring goals from open play. He's missed 6 big chances over the last few.
6.
Yeah, and so he's just having a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
The age kind of just is showing. It must be. I have no idea. But his vertical leap's still crazy. I'm saying just get some balls in the box. I'm saying just loft it up.
Loft it up, yeah.
He can jump higher than everyone at this tournament. Portugal football heritage team, football heritage side, are they the 3rd best squad at the World Cup?
What do you think?
Yes, they got Ronaldo. Hey, they got Ronaldo. Ronaldo biased. What do you think?
No. No. No, I don't think so. I think there's maybe other teams that have, more quality, whatever. But I think you see some of the players come on, even though they have names and they play for big clubs, it's not really giving. It's not really it's
cohesive.
Exactly. So they have an amazing squad, but I do think they want to keep that core probably 11, 12, 13 going. Everything beyond that is kind of like a mystery, I think.
Mystery.
Yeah. All right, I watched Switzerland versus Serbia, and damn, you're right. Switzerland are kind of they're pretty stout. They got beat by Mitro being a beast in the air and Vlahovic with a little bit of number 9 brilliance. But going forward, Mbolo is really solid.
He's decent, right?
He's really solid, man.
I told you all about Mbolo.
A lot of fast strikers like Oba.
Yeah.
I know he's not at the tournament, but a player of that type will be fast, and you expect a lot of running down the channels, and you expect to be able to play through balls, but you can't really expect hold-up play. But like if you fire it into Brilliant Bolo's chest, it's sticking. Like, yeah, and you will keep possession, which has been fascinating to watch. Xherdan Shaqiri, Granit Xhaka, some of their big names at this tournament. I think I like Switzerland more than a lot of people, especially after watching them against Serbia.
I mean, they scored one of the goals for me, one of the goals of the tournament, Forla's goal. It was like they passed it. It was like a little tiki-taka in the box, one touch, boom, right in the back of the net. I mean, that was not a goal that you would say like a Brazil would score, Spain would score, Switzerland doing it. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, it was what for me like an under pressure. Like let's not. You know, this is under pressure. Last game, you know, there's history with Serbia as well. Like you could tell it was really fired up.
Could you feel that?
Yeah, you could.
In the stadium, it was mad.
Yeah,
It was
under
mad.
pressure, their big players showed up and they played good football and did the job. So they're definitely a team to like. I think you do have to look at them as like, okay, they probably could do something against a sleepy kind of like Portugal side that's like, we're good, we have all this. Look at us in our burgundy and our green. You know, and see what, you know, they might be able to do something. You never know.
I agree. Perhaps you know, Switzerland and Brilliant Bolo can cause them some serious problems.
Man, Switzerland, man. I'm still traumatized by that France thing in the Euros, you know. I'm never, ever.
Yeah, they done a job on you as well, big man.
Never, ever.
Hey, let's not forget last tournament that you've had.
Yeah, I know, but it was
hang on a minute.
It was a fluke. It happens. Sometimes it happens. But now we know to never underestimate any players, any team, even at 3-1 up, okay? As long as the final whistle hasn't been done, the game is still on.
Say no more. All right, let's get some predictions locked in then. Portugal versus Switzerland. Knockout football. Double C, carnage and chaos. It's looking mad.
Extra time settings.
Extra time settings. Yep.
And if Ronaldo is still there, he's going to bang a 2-1. So, yeah, let me go with a 2-1. Let me go with a 2-1 for Portugal after extra time. That's my thing. Yeah, I feel like that because I think they both are going to do some stuff defensively. You know, Portugal defensively is not that disgusting in my eyes, and Switzerland as well. So, one difference after normal time.
Give me what you think the percentage chances that CR7 plays 120 minutes.
No, not 120. He can do 95 or maybe just 100 and then build some stuff. You know, just an extra tiny bit. Yeah, 90%.
I just hope that's outrageous. I just hope that he doesn't get dragged after 60.
Okay.
Which is on the cards. It really is.
I mean, if they go all the way into extra time, like he won't make it throughout the entire game, right? And so then what happens is you're missing one of your best penalty takers. And for me, like, that's how I think the game is going to go. I think it's going to go all the way to penalties.
We went the same vibe.
I think so. All the way to penalties, and you don't have Ronaldo to do his thing. And
wow.
I'm actually going to go Switzerland and penalties. Like, penalties, yeah.
Spicy! Yeah. Switzerland to win on penalties to knock Portugal out.
Yeah.
4 round of 16 exits in a row. Is that the multiverse you're taking us to?
Yeah, a little bit of history repeating.
And then sprinkle it.
Okay. I'm going to go Portugal class over Switzerland, team togetherness and grit. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Portugal.
2-1 Portugal.
Yes, a 2-1 Portugal win. I'd like to think that the big game player, CR7, steps up and scores the first goal.
Yes.
That's what I'm having.
Thankfully.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Hopefully.
We can only hope. This is what I want. Carnage and chaos. My people just know that you can go onto the Paramatch website and check out all the odds for these upcoming games. Just have a butch, have a gander, have a look. You know what I'm trying to say? Figure out which teams are the favoured and figure out which teams might be able to sort you out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Lump it on. Morocco versus Spain is what I have next. Morocco, as far as teams at this tournament go, on the ground, I mentioned that we're feeling it and we're live in the mix. Morocco's fans, probably the best at the tournament. Morocco versus Spain, opening thoughts?
Morocco unbeaten so far. Yeah.
Morocco are unbeaten so far, aren't they impressive?
So far. They have the mentality of like Amin Harit, the spirit of Amin Harit, who got injured right before the competition. They got their people in the stadium. The national anthem roar as well every time at the beginning of the game. Morocco, they're on something. and something. Maybe the first African team to win the World Cup. I said it here. But
Samuel Eto'o did say Morocco were going to do a bit.
hey, Eto'o, he's not a liar, He's not a liar. So honestly, Morocco, wow, I'm actually very impressed by them. They knocked out Congo, so the better they do, the happier I am, we got beat by the world champion. It's normal. Them ones. Yes, it's cool.
I can only hope for you.
I can hope for that.
For sure. You know what I'm saying?
What about like Morata?
Hey,
Like, is he? That's your guy.
What
Should he
about
start?
Morata is the question of the day.
Should he start?
Oh, he should start. Morata, 3 goals, 3 games, 3 goals. Bowler off the bench to start in the game. He's going to score. He's going to provide. Now, Morata is fantastic. He should start the game, bring the Spain to where they need to be, where they need to go against that strong Morocco team. I think that Morata should be a key player as well for that game, definitely.
So, player matchups. We've given a fair few props to Morocco for, I don't know, the intangibles and characteristics like off the pitch. But Spain just do have a load of ballers.
Yeah, they do. They do, man.
They do just have a load of ballers. Pedri, Gavi and Busquets in the middle. Wow. What are you supposed to do against that? Morocco have played very good football this tournament, but it's going to be a little bit tricky. It's going to be so interesting as a matchup.
I mean, Busquets, Pedri, Gavi, that's very experience mixed in with the young lads. You see Busquets is trying to guide them and be like, yeah, you like that and that. But they're already on a path of maturity that's very, very, very advanced already, So I feel like that midfield could be a huge difference in that game. Definitely.
Big problems.
Yeah, big problems.
Sofiane Amrabat from Morocco has been sitting in front of the back four and sweeping up all tournament. I wonder if that causes problems for Spain, who haven't been that great in the front three.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a really good central defensive midfielder that's huge, for any team, it's such an important part. Busquets is so important to Spain. Amrabat's going to be really important for Morocco. So if he can, try to manage that front three that's going to be moving and shaken, I think that could be really useful for them. It's just a matter of, if it's going to be that front three or if it's going to be Morata, that could be different. Having to deal with a bigger, stronger striker. So it's just, I think he's done a really good job and he's going to be super important, sweeping up and stuff like that. But he's going to have a lot of moving parts in and around him because we know with Spain, it's front 5/front 6, all moving and shaking. That's a lot to deal with. So it's going to be more than just a him job. But yeah, he could be really important for them.
Interchangeable parts. What have you got for me? Predictions. This knockout.
Wow.
This knockout matchup. Morocco versus Spain. Jess.
I need more time to think about it.
Okay, me, I'm going to go all in 3-2 Morocco. 3-2 Morocco. Very open. It's going to be a lot of goals. I think they're just going to go back and back and back and back because they can do it. They can actually afford to do it. It's Morocco, I see the firepower that they can have. I see defensively as well that Morata can go a bit around of the Moroccan team. I love Morata so much, And that midfield as well in Spain can make a difference, but it can make a difference as well on the other side of Morocco. So 3-2, very open, very cool. And that's what we like. No, 3-2.
Yeah, I think this is another one that can definitely go to the wire, but I actually think it might, just be an extra time type of thing.
Oh, really? Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I think Morocco will give Spain a run for their money. I really do. I think it's going to be a difficult game, but I do think Spain will end up winning the game. I'm going to go 2-1 Spain.
2-1 Spain.
But that's not to say Morocco. I still have it in my mind that Morocco are going to be people are going to be wow, that team was really good. But Spain, I think, just have enough experience and enough quality on in their starting 11 and on their bench to kind of push the game.
Push the thing,
Yeah.
What about
All right, I'm saying both teams have shown they can score goals. They're both going to be going for it. 4-3 Spain.
Hey, okay, 7-goal thriller.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Knockout football, 4-3 Spain. Let's see your 1-0s and your 2-1s. Here's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Bit of chaos. That's that. Knockout football. It doesn't get better than this. I've got to say a massive thank you to my Wombo Combo, a co-host and guest. First of all, she knows ball, Jessica Black. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And the international man of mystery from round the way, DSK. We're right here in Doha, getting in the mix and feeling the sensations of the World Cup, the finest international tournament there can be. You know what it is. Don't forget to check out all the Paramatch odds using the link below and wake up the game and score your winning goal in every FIFA World Cup match with Paramatch. My people, just know we shall be back for goal predictions next time. See you then.